On this all-new episode of Nightlife, we head north of the border to Toronto with a rematch against the Maple Leafs on the line.
Theodore on the line, long wrist shot, score! Mason Morelli on the deflection, tips it home. That's his second in his fifth NHL game. It's 2-0 Vegas.
And we take a special behind-the-scenes tour at the Hockey Hall of Fame archive.
I'm lucky I'm not too far from here, my hometown, so I've been to the Hockey Hall of Fame with this. Tops it, like the cool and behind the scenes, sticks like this.
Plus, we chat with one of the Stanley Cup handlers.
It's a lot of fun and it's a lot of excitement every day when we do it, for the fans, for the players, when they have it for the day. It's always a great day.
All of that and more this week on Nightlife.
Welcome into a brand new episode of Nightlife from the Hockey Hall of Fame Resource Center and Archives in Toronto, where the Golden Knights had the chance to receive a one-of-a-kind tour reserved exclusively for Stanley Cup champions. And we had the chance to go behind the scenes.
It's pretty hush-hush what's hiding in here. These are really the treasures that a lot of people don't get to see. We are covering hockey history at all levels. Anything new that comes in our doors is through donation basis. We are a charity. Everything you're going to see today has been donated to our collection. That also means we're never going to get rid of it, or you'll never see it on an auction site. So we are professional pack rats of hockey memorabilia. Some people might know that guy.
My God, everybody's here. Hey, good to see you. I like my all as well.
How we doing?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
Hey, see you. How are you?
Comment ça va? Behind the scenes, right? It's kind of where everything's stored and just stuff you might not see otherwise.
We have space for about 4,500 sticks in our collection. On the stick wall that you're looking at, which also wraps around the back, up until where Rogo's standing right here, that's NHL. The rest is all other hockey. So this band here is Wayne Gretzky. There he had a lot of records, and all of these little tags that are on the stick, you can have a twirl and take a look at what each of the milestones were. It just goes to show you how many, of his records we have, including a bag of record milestone sticks from his dad that he never unraveled, so we've decided that we will never unravel it. So they're all milestone Gretzky sticks in there, we just don't know which ones they are. And that's how we're gonna keep it.
This is unbelievable. Like the Gretzky stuff is just off the charts.
A silver Northland stick signifying 6 MVPs and 6 scoring titles. This is crazy. It's so cool.
We go back right to the early beginnings of hockey. This one, I believe, is the 1896 Stanley Cup Championship, written on homemade stick and burned in. So all the scores and team names are burned into the stick.
All these sticks here, right? Like, I have some at home. Like, Tretiak signed a stick for me. I was coaching Indianapolis and Chicago's minor league team, and he came and helped the goalies, and I have some of the guys I've coached over the years, so it's kind of cool, that they're now 20, 30 years old, some of these sticks, including some of my own I used when I was in junior, and you look at these ones and you go, like, it's just the technology is how much it's changed. It's the weight of them. They're so heavy. It's all wood, right? It's not like now. I like the sticks, just checking them out, like pulling them out. I mean, you can see quickly right here, like there's just wild little sticks everywhere.
So this is one of the original curves for the slap shot. Bobby Hull and Stan Mikita, just to give an example of just how wild these curves got as the game was adapting over the years. Bill was able to put out a lot of the Vegas artifacts just to give you guys an idea of what we're doing here and what we're housing here. So if you see any of our crew out asking for things, there is an actual reason. And behind all of these jerseys and setup, you see all the miniature trophies. Bill was able to pull some things from some of your teammates and staff.
I didn't think those pads still existed.
Here they are.
I did. I was always wondering where those went. I don't remember how they... I'm glad you guys found that.
Yeah, I could find out who gave them to us.
Yeah, that's great. I haven't seen those forever.
Trapper.
Yeah, it's 2019, that's right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's so cool. Thank you. Thank you.
We have to create displays and ship them to all-star games or towns around North America. A big part of that is the freezers that are behind you. So we can't wash anything or don't want to wash anything. We want to keep all the marks on it as is. So if there's a puck mark on your jersey, we want that to stay there. It's something we can photo match as part of the history of the item that was worn. Any of the polyesters and cottons, you'll see all the original blood marks on them and pucks and the works. So it's about a 2-week process of in and out of the freezer just to kill off any live bacteria so that nothing will infect or touch or transfer between items. So anytime something either comes new into our collection or back from a road trip, it has to come in and go for a set in the freezers, anything textile based.
1950 Stanley Cup final, and we have a number of them that was donated to us by the CBC, Canadian Broadcasting Company.
It has this really strong smell of the film emulsifying and just aging over time. It'll smell like an old university library.
I love this stuff. I'm a hockey junkie, and I do collect stuff, and probably have 7,000 hockey cards at home from when I was a kid, and I'll just pass them on. So for me, this is awesome. I would have loved to do this like 30, 40 years ago.
Has anybody ever asked for their old footage to break it down and give it back? You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Like just so their kids can.
Craig Campbell, the manager of the resource department and also of the photo archives, would get many calls, and it either be from CBC, NBC, and so forth. Individual, there's been calls that they can have it.
I don't really have the words for it. It's pretty overwhelming. That's a word for it, I guess. It's overwhelming. It's pretty awesome.
Who would have given up this?
I know.
That is absurd.
Hopefully they had 2. Gretzky's Jofa, the beauty. When he played his last game, he packed all his gear into a hockey bag and said, give it to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
So we had the full bag from
That's cool.
his last walk out of the dressing room.
Bobby Orr's.
Bobby Orr's crutches. That's kind of cool.
Bobby Orr.
I'm lucky I'm not too far from here, my hometown, so I've been to the Hockey Hall of Fame, but this tops it. Like the cool in behind the scenes, sticks like this. It's cool. It's cool to be here. Hopefully we see it again next year.
Time for our first break on Nightlife. Coming up next, we catch up with one of the keepers of the Cup.
And you're obviously a huge fan and student of the game yourself. What is it like to see guys who have won the Cup come in here and have that fascination and still have that passion for the game and the history of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. It could be Mark Stone, it could be Alex Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby, all the greats. Not only the players, but the staff as well.
Keep it locked. Nightlife on Scripps Sports. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to this Hall of Fame edition of Nightlife, where we are checking out all things VGK related. This photo never gets old, by the way, and catching up with a man who has traveled the world with the Stanley Cup, has more stories than we can count, and is an outreach specialist with the Hall of Fame, Mario Della Savia.
All is well.
Well, Mario, first of all, how often are you told that you have the coolest job in the world?
A lot, truly a lot, and it's a lot of fun and it's a lot of excitement every day when we do it for the fans, for the players when they have it for the day. So it's always a great day.
What do your responsibilities entail?
Well, making sure that myself and my colleagues, we go together and we make sure that the actual Stanley Cup or the other trophies that we have in our charge get on the plane and get to their destination.
What's your favorite part of that role?
I think getting there to the player or the coach or the equipment manager's place that they are at, the excitement on their face, as well as the excitement of their friends and family, and just looker-ons, if you will.
How would you describe the time that you spent with the Vegas Golden Knights organization in particular?
Big Golden Knights are a fantastic organization from top to bottom, from Mr. Foley right down to, the towel boy, if you will. It was a great time. The weather was phenomenal for them. The parade, the people at the parade in Vegas were thrilled to be there.
And then every player, coach, equipment manager, trainer had such a wonderful time.
You're able to see a lot of them today as they came back for this tour. How does this differ from what a general tour of the Hockey Hall of Fame might be?
Well, it's it's the back scenes of the Hockey Hall of Fame, the 18,000 square feet of hockey history in the archives. They were enamored, as well as many other clubs that have won the Stanley Cup, and we've invited them to see what's going on. And they're like 12-year-olds, and it's wonderful to see. And the history that we have in this space is you can't see it anywhere else.
And you're obviously a huge fan and student of the game yourself. What is it like to see guys who have won the Cup come in here and have that fascination and still have that passion for the game and the history of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. It could be Mark Stone, it could be Alex Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby, all the greats, Bobby Orr. Anybody that's a player, Stanley Cup winning champ, other trophy champion, they're thrilled. And also, not only the players, but the staff as well.
What is your favorite thing in the Resource Center and Archives here that you like to show people?
I think it's the old gloves from the Canada Summit Series in 1972. I love showing those old big gloves. They come up to almost their elbows. Some old jerseys, sweaters, if you will, from the late 1800s. They're always fun. But just overall, just the space, it's just awesome,
What do you find the players, coaches, guests that you bring through here are most fascinated by? What exhibit? Yours or the gloves?
Yeah, you know what? The hockey cards are always fun.
Yeah.
The coach was just enamored by all the hockey cards, and because he remembered as a kid, 12-year-old, having hockey cards and so forth. The tabletop hockey, the freezer room where we keep our artifacts, the trophies that are behind us, the old jerseys that maybe somebody played in another league. So that's always fun to see.
So take me back 6.5-ish years when you guys were putting together the small original exhibit for the Vegas Golden Knights in the Hockey Hall of Fame. What would your reaction have been if you knew all of this was going to come and that they were going to be Stanley Cup champions and hold such a big place in hockey history?
We stood in the dressing room when they won the Stanley Cup and said basically, it just took you 6 long years to win the Stanley Cup, and there was a lot of laughing and it was humorous, but they won almost every trophy except the Stanley Cup. So putting something together like this has been just a dream, and again, our collection's only good as our donations. So if we're not getting anything from a fan, from back in the day, or from the team themselves, we don't have much of a collection. But yeah, just putting something together and seeing that this has happened, that the Vegas Golden Knights have won the Stanley Cup, a lot of excitement.
Mario, we've loved getting to know you over the last year, and hopefully we'll be seeing much more of you as well.
I'd like that very much. Thank you. My pleasure, truly.
We couldn't come to Toronto and not visit the Hockey Hall of Fame. On display as you walk in is a special exhibit dedicated to the 2023-2024 Stanley Cup champions, your Vegas Golden Knights. Any visitor can see the Stanley Cup ring in all of its glory, along with the threads of Conn Smythe winner Jonathan Marchessault. Truly a magnificent display fit for a, night in this case. If you find yourself in Toronto in the near future, this is an absolute must-see. Time for another break here on Nightlife. Coming up next, while in the 6, Golden Knights defenseman Nick Hague got a chance to visit his old juniors team.
All right, nicely done. We got up front, Sebeski, Locus, Misa, on D, Leskovar, Captain Sharp, and Linders.
Don't go anywhere. Nightlife will be right back. Welcome back to Nightlife. Before the Golden Knights were set to take on the Maple Leafs, VGK defenseman Nick Hague got the opportunity to visit his old juniors team, the Mississauga Steelheads of the Ontario Hockey League.
Really nice to see the coaches there and the guys that that are still there from when I played there. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. My mom and dad were with me at the game, and we just I enjoyed it. Seeing some of those guys, and it's definitely a little bit weird being back in that building, but it's been a long time. But nice to catch up for sure.
The Steelheads had something special planned for Nick, a bobblehead.
Okay, bobblehead night there not long ago.
Yeah.
Zach Whitecloud liked it. It sounds like.
I got one.
Yeah.
Did you sign it for Zach?
No, I haven't even given it to him yet. So if he keeps making comments like that, I'll just keep it to myself.
You think it looks like you?
Not at all.
What areas of improvement could there be? What does it need to look more like you?
They got something weird going on with the facial hair on that thing. It doesn't look like me at all. But it's got the name and the number, and I guess so you know it's me because of the jersey. And I've never had a bobblehead, so it's first time for everything.
Not only that, but he was also given the opportunity to read the lineup before the game.
All right, nicely done. We got up front, Sebeski, Locust, Misa, on D, Leskovar, Captain Sharp, and Linders.
I'm a little uncomfortable doing stuff like that, so I told JR kind of dropped that on me last second there, and so I was giving him a hard time, but I don't know, they won, so I guess you could say it was good enough for something, good enough for a win for them.
Haig played for the Steelheads for 3 seasons, including a huge 78-point campaign in the 2017-2018 season. Time for one final break here on Nightlife. Coming up next, it's time for puck drop against the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Here's Barbashev on a breakaway. Barbashev scores! He tucked it close, Samsonov. And Ivan Barbashev, number 14, breaks the ice.
We relive the thrilling victory. Keep it locked. Nightlife on Scripps Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Nightlife, coming to you from Toronto, Ontario. After the Golden Knights dropped the matchup with the Leafs at T-Mobile, the VGK had revenge on their minds when the puck dropped north of the border.
The Golden Knights here in Toronto. Underway tonight. Marner feeds it in front. Matthews shot blocked over the net by Pietrangelo. Wrist shot out from McCabe. Saved made by Hill on the rebound to the corner. Good zone pressure by the Leafs in the opening minute. Alex Pietrangelo lead pass. Ivan Barbashev. No goals in his last 8. Dumps it in as he heads off. In front, Fraze on the redirect from Rempel. Missed the net. Borelli to Haig. Long wrist shot. Takes Samsonov. And the rebound to Brody, and it's cleared by McMahon.
Clearly, Bruce Cassidy seeing what the work of these 3 guys have done.
Trying to find this rebound in front of the Vegas net. Here's Barbashev on a breakaway. Barbashev scores! He tucked it close. Samsonov. And Ivan Barbashev, number 14, breaks the ice.
You can see he's reading this play up top. They get possession of Matteo, finds him, and he is huge lead behind everybody right under the blocker of Samsonov was Barbashev. 14 on the year as the Golden Knights open up the scoring.
McNabb up. Fraze tips it in. This line out again. Fraze, Rempel, and Morelli. Theodore at the line. Long wrist shot. Score! Mason Morelli on the deflection. Tips it home. That's his second in his 5th NHL game. It's 2-0 Vegas.
Well, rewarded. You can tell they're playing more because of the way they're playing. They've been great tonight for the Golden Knights. And a great deflection left all alone as Theodore does a good job just to get it through. There's the deflection.
Very cool. Obviously, it's especially scoring here in Toronto is pretty cool. But credit to Theo, it was a really good shot by him.
Keep it simple, and they get rewarded here as they give the Golden Knights a 2-goal lead.
1 minute to go in the second period. Carlson a drive, score! William Karlsson, set up by Jonathan Marchessault. That's 4 goals in his last 5.
The last minute of a period, get the puck in deep. Here's the play. The Leafs have it, but get on the puck. It's Marchessault, then support from Brisson. It's going to be a turnover off by Tavares, and a quick pass out front. Marchessault to Karlsson. Watch as he spins, gets open, quick release, gets it through Samsonov as William Karlsson gets number 20.
Out high, just put off control of the stick of Marchessault, but he's able to lift the stick of Nylander and keep it alive. Karlsson down low, cuts into the middle, and a backhand save off the post, rebound, score! And it's Jonathan Marchessault with his career high 31st.
Marchessault loses it, but he wins the battle. The importance of one-on-one battles, chips it deep. Karlsson's going to take it to the net. And it's going to go off one post, the other post right to Marchessault. He puts it up off that back bar. for number 31, a career high for Jonathan Marchessault.
Out Pietrangelo. Marchessault with an open net to shoot at. A wrist shot. Turned away by the stick of Marner. Knocked the stick right out of his hands.
Oh, he's playing goal back there. It's the save.
Golden Knights were that close to icing this game. Pietrangelo wristed all the way down. Scores! Marchessault may have got a piece of that on the way.
Well, here's the play. There's Marchessault, and yeah, it does. It catches his stick.
The longest deflected goals you'll ever see. He tipped it in from his own end.
Marchessault, number 32 on the year, as the Golden Knights put this one away.
It's 15 goals in 16 games. He has a good chuckle about it as well. Oh, when you're hot, you're hot.
He's really just finding his stick, and from his stick to the back of the net.
Theodore into the middle for McNabb. Back to Theodore again. Great shot, save, rebound, score. Nick Waugh jams home the rebound.
Talking about bananas for Marchessault. Theodore down, quick little shot, deflection, and Waugh gets to the rebound as Nick Waugh gets his 11th, and actually Theodore will pick up his 3rd assist of the night.
Golden Knights were looking for redemption tonight, and they find it. A 6-2 rout of the Leafs in Toronto, ending the Leafs' 7-game win streak. And they pick up their 300th all-time regular season win.
The emphasis was on tonight's game, going into this road trip, and it's good to get a win.
Just thought we all played real hard tonight, and everyone contributed to the win.
Well, that does it for this episode of Nightlife, but we'll be back next week as the Golden Knights continue their quest to further cement their names in hockey history. We'll see you next time.